Hi friends, welcome back. In this video I'll be covering all of the Ancestry and the community changes that have kind of taken place between the beta version and the live version of Daggerheart's release. I just want to start off by saying thanks for all the love and support that you guys have been giving me. It's fun going through and checking all the changes and then seeing everybody's reactions to how everything's been kind of updated or changed. So definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I love interacting and kind of replying to everybody. And without further ado, let's dive in, shall we? Ancestry, we'll go ahead and start off here from the top. Clank, no changes here, everything's the same, so nothing to see there. Drakona, their features got flipped, so the order of scales and elemental breath got swapped. The really only reason I just want to call this out at the beginning is whenever I say features flipped, that's really significant because if you are taking mixed ancestry, this might change some of your classes or might change the passive background debuffs that you have for your characters. So just keep that in mind. Some things have been jumbled around, so some powerful combinations might no longer be available. As for the scales on the Drakona features, previously it gave you natural protection, increasing your armor score by 1. That has been changed now to just when you take severe damage, you can mark a stress for 1 fewer hit points. So kind of lost a decent passive buff, but ultimately still has a little bit of a, defensive change to it. And then elemental breath is the same, no changes there. Going down to Dwarf, their features were also flipped. So top feature now is thick skin. Previously, whenever you took minor damage, you would roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, you didn't take any damage. That has been changed. Now when you take minor damage, you can mark 2 stress instead of marking the hit point. So, dwarf stalwarts out there, your time is over. No, it's still a pretty decent defensive layer, but definitely not as crazy strong as it used to be. No change to fortitude, that's the same. Elves as well, no changes to order or the actual abilities themselves. Fairies, your features got flipped. Outside of that, there's no changes. So top trait is going to be Luckbender, second's going to be Wings. For the Faun class, Leap was just renamed, and the verbiage was kind of changed a little bit. Basically, the only difference here is just kind of clarifies you can leap like over obstacles or over obstructions or barricades and stuff like that, but the concept is still the same, so not really any change. No changes to kick either. For Firbolg, features got swapped, so now charge is your top feature. Again, verbiage was changed a little bit, but the concept still remains the same. You're basically dealing damage when you do the rush and you rush forward. The damage is dealt to all targets within melee range at the end of the destination where you kind of finish up. So just a little bit of clarity there. Unshakable was our natural calm was renamed to unshakable, but other than that, there was no changes with that skill either. Going over to Fungril, the Fungril network got kind of like a verbiage buff, if you will. The verbiage allows now for communicating across any distance, so use that to your advantage. And then Death Connection has no change there, so moving on. As expected, Galapa's also got a change. The order of their skills are the same, but Shell of Protection now is just renamed to Shell. Previously, it added your proficiency to your armor score. Similarly, but not the same, now you're going to gain a bonus to your damage thresholds equal to your proficiency. So this is actually still a really decent defensive layer buff that's passive. So, they're looking good right now. And then they also got a new one. Slow and Steady got updated to Retract, a new ability. Previously, during combat, whenever you make an attack roll with advantage, you could like double your attack rolls by doubling up on the action tracker. Since that's gone and now we're using Spotlight, it's totally different. Now it's a more defensive themed ability. You can mark a stress to retract into your shell, and then while you're in your shell, you have resistance to physical damage, you have disadvantage on attack rolls, and you can't move. This is actually pretty strong because there's not really any instant accessibility to resistance anymore. So you lose your double attacks, but defensively, nice buff. Going over to Giant, no changes. Endurance and Reach are still both the same. For Goblins, your features got flipped. So Sure-footed is now your top trait. Danger Sense is the lower. Halflings, we just had some naming rechanges here. So Youthful Spirit got updated to Luck Bringer. Mechanically still the same. Little Lucky got changed to Internal Compass. No changes with that one. Human, no changes. High Stamina and Adaptability are both the same. Infernus, Fearless, and Dread Visage are both the same. No changes. For the Katari, they did change the art on the Katari Burglar, which I'm sad about, but that's a totally unrelated topic. For Katari, Feline Instinct, previously you'd make an agility roll. You can mark a stress to re-roll your hope die, then you must take the new result. Now it's just when you make an agility roll, you can spend 2 hope to re-roll your hope die. So no stress, now it's just 2 hope. It's a nice little passive hope sink. Rejecting Claws has no change. As for Orc, Sturdy has been changed. Previously, when you had 1 hit point remaining, your armor score was doubled. Now, when you have 1 hit point remaining, attacks against you have disadvantage. So, pretty big nerf to Orcs there as far as Sturdy is concerned, but understandably so. And then Tusk has no change, so they can still do that extra damage, which is great for them. Ribbet, features got flipped, so Long Tongue is now your top ability, Amphibious is your bottom, but there's no changes to the mechanics of those. For the Simiah class, again, features still the same. They've just been swapped as well. So Natural Climber is now your top, and Nimble is now the bottom. And as far as Ancestry, Mixed Ancestry, there's no real change here. They just did make a note in the official book that you can add in pretty much as many different ancestries as you want. So if you want to have like an amalgamation class, which is like a piece of every ancestry, you can do that. But you still only get to pick 2 ancestries for your bonuses that would show up on your character sheet. Everything else is just cosmetic, and you're still restrained by you need to take a top feature and then a bottom feature, or first feature, second feature, whichever verbiage is less confusing for you. And that kind of wraps up ancestries, and we move over to communities. And you can see this one is going to be pretty easy. There's basically no changes to anything. All the communities were pretty much the same. I looked through them. The only one that really has anything different is Ridgeborn and Steady. Part of the Steady line, they removed additionally gain an armor slot on character creation. Outside of that, there's no other changes, so sorry Ridgeborns, you lose your extra armor slot. Everybody else is the same, and there's no changes there. So that pretty much wraps up the video. This one should be a quicker one compared to the other ones, and stay tuned to the next one where I go over all of the equipment and consumables and all that kind of stuff. Appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe to support the channel. We are very, very new and young, so any support is very much appreciated. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. See you in the next video.